Josh, Kayla, and Maeve, thanks for joining us. Josh, I just want to start with you. You're the creator, writer, executive producer, and you star in the show. But what was the foundation of the show for when you first started? What was the kind of seed that made it plant into this wonderful show?
I only really like when making a TV show, I care most about the characters. So there were like 3 characters that I wanted to do. And then the show has a premise, but like, I don't really care about the premise. That's not really what I'm like that interested in. I'm interested in like seeing these 3 people and seeing how they like grow up and how they look after each other and how they like just survive the day.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, with the storylines throughout the first season, how much did you pull from your own experiences or even experiences that were adjacent to you?
Not much, really.
Okay.
My last show was like very autobiographical, but I don't really have, I mean, I haven't done that much stuff in my life, you know. There's like a scene in this show where I pour ceviche on my boyfriend's head in a bath at an all-inclusive grill. And I only put that scene out of spite because I did it to be funny, you know, and then he got really mad at me and I thought that was really unfair. And then we had a big, like one of those big drunk, crazy, like, I don't know if you've ever been on a holiday with a partner and then had like a really dumb, insane fight, you know, but I do it a lot. And we had this fight and while we had it, I saw the love drain out of his eyes. And then we broke up and then I thought the best way to like win the fight would be to put it in the TV show. Just like get like 100 people on a crew to like recreate that bath and that situation and really like get to rearticulate my points with like a writer's room to help.
Well, that's fun. Kayla, you know, as one of the first actors on the spectrum to have a leading role as a character on the spectrum, what kind of message are you hoping to tell the entertainment industry?
Well, the message I want to send is we all share this planet. No one is perfect. Actors with and without differences should get the chance to audition for any role, to squash stereotypes. You know, like we don't do easy. We put our heart and soul and sweat into these projects. Audiences help your ratings and buy movie tickets, buy the streaming services, and casting needs to reflect the real world. It's just time for us to be seen on the small and the big screens. I mean, we've been waiting decades for this to happen, and it finally is.
Yes. And Maeve, you know, how has your stand-up prepared you for your role on Everything's Gonna Be Okay?
Yeah. I mean, Josh definitely, he heckled me a lot on set, so it prepared me for that. I was happy to have comedy on my side for those moments. But I think what's really cool about Josh and his writing is he writes with honesty and there's humor in honesty, and my comedy is very much honesty, and I'll throw myself under the bus and I'll talk about the things I observe, and I feel like my comedy and his writing are kind of a natural match. So I'm happy it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, the show couldn't be any more relevant. I mean, just the title alone couldn't be more relevant today. And, you know, it's kind of a mantra. But, you know, what do you hope the show does in order to move the needle when it comes to telling stories from perspectives from underrepresented communities? You know, Kayla talked about it a little bit with people on the spectrum, but you know, there's a lot of themes explored here, but they're these themes that are usually told through, you know, a kind of normative lens, but now we have like this very diverse cast from different perspectives. But what do you hope it does in terms of moving that needle in the industry when it comes to telling these stories from underrepresented perspectives?
Honestly, I don't want to approach these stories from like a social action initiative, you know, like I'm not trying to move the needle. I want to tell stories. Like I'm drawn to stories that haven't been told too many times. I feel like just on television, there's so many different TV shows that are just telling the same story over and over again. And so I'm just kind of drawn to characters that we haven't seen that much. Like I don't include queer people or like neurodiverse people because I want to save the world. I include them because I think that they're like engaging characters and they have interesting stories that don't get told that much, and that's like a fun TV show to watch. I'm not like I didn't cast Kayla Cromer out of like charity. I cast her because I think she's really cool, and I didn't write that character out of charity. I wrote it because like I think she's a really engaging character that I haven't seen on TV before. But you know, I know from my last show that like representation is really important to people. I know because on the last show I was gay, right? And everyone was like, "Well, he's gay. What? You know what? Can you hear my puppy? That's squeaking."
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. It's like,
It's fine. He can make a cameo if he wants.
Yeah.
what's all off?
It'll laugh. Yeah. So like. I think I finished my point before my puppy interrupted, though.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I think I get what you're saying. You know, you have these wonderful characters telling kind of these stories from a different perspective, and I think in this way, the show is normalizing these people. It's like all the fact that they are queer or they are on the spectrum is kind of just part of them and not whole. And I think the focus is, like you said, on these people rather than, what they're trying to, what they represent, I guess you would say.
And I know that like representation is really important, and like especially like there just aren't shows that feature female autistic characters, and I know that's going to be like a big deal and really important to a lot of people. So we make sure we do it responsibly and we do our research. But the way I attack it always is like I'm not trying to really represent autism. I'm trying to represent this specific character, right? I'm not trying to say everything that there is to say about the whole community. I'm trying to just say what I have to say about this girl and what she's going through in this like very specific scenario.
Well, the show, I think, it is definitely something like the TV landscape hasn't seen before. Every one of you, I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me, but each and every one of you do a fantastic job, and it's a touching story. And even from the get-go, from episode 1, I was invested. And again, I'm just not saying that because you're in front of me. I'm saying that because it's truthful. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. And good luck on everything and stay safe.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. Same with you.